Cody, you really had to dig deep, didn't you, first of all, Verge, for that win over Brighton?
I think over the last couple of years we've never had an easy game against them. The manager made aware that we only won 2 out of the last 9 or something, so it's always tough against them, and you could see it in the first half. I think we didn't press well, we were sloppy in possession. I think obviously a well-deserved 1-0 down at half-time, and obviously we completely different energy after the break, and got what we deserved, I think.
Cody, was that the half-time message as you came out for the second half to sort of ramp it up a bit, get more energy?
Yeah, I think we needed to put in more energy, to be not so sloppy on the ball as well, press good, and I think second half was way better. And then we were dangerous, we created good chances, and then the goals came.
The goals came, you scoring the equaliser, Mo Salah obviously scoring his goal just a couple of minutes later. I said to the manager before the game about Cody's time, obviously scoring twice against Brighton in midweek, 3 goals in the space of a week for you.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling, but I think today the most important one was that we won. What Verge already said, it was a difficult game, a very good opponent, and 3 points are the most important, and so very happy that we got them.
Well, not many saw that coming, that performance in the second half, after what we saw in the first 45, Ian.
Yeah, like they both said there, they were quite sloppy in the first half. You know that when Liverpool come in the second half, once the crowd get involved, you know, they're going to put you under a lot of pressure. I thought Brighton were brilliant to the end, kept going. They felt like they had an opportunity and they went for it against Liverpool. And obviously, in the end, Liverpool, with the quality they've got, finished them off. But it was a really good performance from Brighton. But Liverpool showing exactly what you need to do.
Absolutely. And it's no exaggeration to say that Brighton could have been 3-0 up at half-time, but it was only 1-0 after 45 minutes. Ferdy Kadioglu at the far post.
Yeah, it was not more than they deserved. In fact, they should have been 2 or 3 up, as you said. But this was a really good finish. He really sticks it away well with the right foot, running away from it across the ball, and manages to get the pace and the accuracy. But it was well worked. They move it really well. Liverpool try and put them under pressure, but not for the first time. They break on them really well and create that opportunity, and keeper's got no chance. Good finish.
Yeah, took full advantage of a little bit of luck. He got what deflected it into his path, but I think you could see there by the keeper, so close. It was such...
Both said at the time, Brighton should have taken their chances. Yeah. It could come back to haunt them, and that's exactly what happened in the second half. 2 quick-fire goals in just a matter of minutes. Well,
we expected Liverpool to pick up because we knew what Arne Slot would be saying at half-time. We heard what Cody and Big Virgil said about picking up the energy, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, that's a cross. He's hoping to put it into a dangerous position in the hope someone gets on the end of it, and if they don't, then it might just creep in, and that's exactly what it did. Núñez goes for it, sort of ducks out the way of it. Defender doesn't know whether to get there or not. Keeper's panicking as well. Goes in the corner, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, Liverpool are going to win this. They're back into it.
It's very difficult to keep Liverpool off you when they're shooting into the cup. But this is the goal. This is the winning goal. And again, it was a quiet game from Mo Salah. But then, just like he did at Arsenal, you know, if you get him in this situation, you cannot let him come inside. It's very easy to say that, but it's very difficult to stop. You know,
there's not many people, if any, better in that position there where he wants to get it onto his left foot. It's all right saying you can't let him. Yep, you shouldn't. But it's another thing actually stopping him. And once he's in that position, you know you're in desperate trouble because he can do that. Yeah. And we've seen him, how many times over the years have we seen him do that?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable at it.
It's one thing knowing he's going to do it. It's a second just trying to stop him.
It's hard. When he's running at you at that pace, that it's really difficult to stop him coming inside.
And it's another milestone moment, really, for their magical Egyptian, or King of Egypt, as he's been nicknamed by Liverpool fans. He's gone above Robbie Fowler on the all-time goal scorers list in the Premier League on 164. You've still got him at arm's length.
He's a world-class player. I mean, can you imagine scoring that many goals? 164.
Said with real humility. But I tell you what a few years he's had since his move to Liverpool.
Honestly, he's a great player. He's been a great of the Premier League. Whatever happens to him at the end of the season with his contract or not, he's an incredible player and a world-class goal scorer. Love watching him.
Do you enjoy watching him as well, Ian?
Yeah, I do, because, again, you know, you're watching him and you're watching that game and you're thinking, Mo Salah's not said too much and he's not had too much to say in this game. But, you know, when the game comes down to it, on the line, you know, he's probably going to show his face, and that's what he did.
Liverpool, myself and Kenny certainly believe that it could be a deciding day. I'd hand them the title at this stage. They're top of the league in early November, and I think you both agree they deserved it, Damien, and stepped it up big time. Whatever about Trent and the tactical side of it that you talked about earlier, intensity-wise, you both feel that like they really came in a different animal.
Absolutely, they were on the front foot, and simple things like this, balls in the box, which they weren't doing in the first half early in the game. Look at this from Trent, flying into a tackle. All of a sudden he has a little bit, well, listen, I'm not an advocate for this, it's a little bit of, it's unnecessary, but I'll tell you what, it just gets it gets a crowd going as well. Those tannoy announcements in the first half that we could clearly hear because it was just so quiet. Little bits like that. It's a forward ball, it's a nothing ball, but Núñez gets a little flick on it. All of a sudden Salah's in one-on-one, crowd are involved now. Brilliant from Tsimikas. Probably a foul, but it doesn't matter. Pushes over for a second. Now look at the crowd. All of a sudden there's a bit of energy coming into the stadium. Look at this from Gravenberch. Wins it back high up the pitch. This is all the stuff we didn't see in the first half. This is what you want. Brilliant from Szoboszlai. Look, ratting, hunting. All of a sudden a loose pass. Flies into a tackle. Wins a ball. Brilliant.
What's interesting, you had a phrase there that the crowd got involved, and there were murmurings that Anfield's been quiet enough, it's a more controlled style of football. It feels to me like when they're backed into a corner, they actually end up playing a bit more like Klopp had them playing, and the crowd get more involved and they're actually getting some results.
Yeah, look,
they're getting results through the control as well.
We ran the clip in half time with the opening 3 minutes of the game where it was Konate, Van Dijk, Keller or Konate. I mean, it's hard to get into it. As a fan, you've shown up for a big day at Anfield and all of a sudden the goalkeeper and the centre-back have had 20 passes between them and haven't got out of their own 18-yard box. Listen, there's a time and a place for it, but Liverpool at home, with that crowd behind them, a wave just comes over you. It's difficult.
But they have to mix it up. It suits them. You talk about Núñez first half being a handful running the channels. Well, make use of those attributes. Hit him back to front, hit the chance, let him run in there. Winning second balls, just a whole football up front, one header, suddenly Salah's in on goal. So just mixing up the game a little bit more. They have the players to play that system for me. We spoke about the importance of the front 3, 4, 5. Got to get the ball up to them quicker, get them involved in the game. And like Damien says, you can see the impact it had on the crowd. They know Liverpool's strengths. They need to get the ball back to front earlier and get those players involved quicker.
Arne Slot was being asked about Cody time before the match, and he got Cody time. Gakpo got this goal. Not the greatest goal he's ever scored, but...
No, but it's just the indication of the qualities which he has operating off the left-hand side. He can go both ways. This is really good quality delivery, flat ball into the 6-yard box. You question the Brighton kind of defensive line, but didn't see enough of this. Him in these positions, him and Salah in the first half. It's kind of rudimentary stuff, getting Tsimikas involved on the outside, maybe occupying players and then driving inside, and he really fancies himself. Had another chance after this, whipped it past the post, but these are the qualities that he has. He just couldn't get him into the game often enough.
The glances off half. Van Hecke there, but I don't think they'll be taking that away from Gakpo.
Well, it's pretty Gakpo's goal. We've seen it all the time. It's
on the way towards.
Beautiful little bit floated ball in. Dick until this beats everybody and all of a sudden it creeps in the far post.
Does he get a starting place now on Tuesday as well?
Who?
Gakpo, did he do enough there? Because he did brilliantly.
I don't know, because Luis Diaz came off the bench and had a real impact as well. I mean, you might move Gakpo inside. I thought Núñez was good today. He leads the line. He's a focal point. But it's a good problem to have. If it is Diaz and Gakpo goes back to the bench, it's not the end of the world. But he had an impact today, and the manager will be happy.
I think Szoboszlai's getting away with murder. Getting away more than that number 10 position. He's not good enough for me. He's an absolute weak link from an attacking point of view. Spoke about him. He's in the team for me as a defender. When they lose the ball, he's very smart. Cuts the pass and lanes.
There, we saw in the middle of that package.
Yeah, cracking tackle. That was a nice. I'm talking about in possession of the ball in terms of his quality on the ball, arriving into the box. I haven't seen enough of that. I'd rather see Gakpo off the left and Diaz in behind his central striker, whoever that is, whether that's Núñez. Get those 4 attacking players onto the pitch rather than 3 and Szoboszlai parked in behind.
Well, we know the main man in terms of their attacking play over so many years now for Liverpool. It's Mo Salah. He's got a ridiculous record against Brighton. He's just doing so well in the Premier League, and he finished this one with aplomb, Damien.
Yeah, super move from Liverpool, breaking away. Curtis Jones plays a lovely ball. Feel for Estepunian here. Everyone will scream and get him on his right foot. Easier said than done, but as soon as he cuts inside, that goal opens up, and that's a familiar sight. But you look at it, just go from one 18-yard box to the other. That intensity, the drive, all of a sudden, people running with the ball, running past people, 1-2s. Now all of a sudden, Brighton are backpedaling. There's 4 or 5 Brighton players out the bench. Estepunian is doing his best. Well, I won't say he's doing his best, but I mean, maybe he could do a little bit more. But you're hoping for a little bit of help from a midfield player or a centre back, because you know he's going to come inside. But listen, take nothing away. What a finish from Salah. And this studio erupted when that happened.
Many of those goals he scored during the course of his career frightening. Van Heck, you see the blonde left-sided centre-half there, he has to recognise Estupiñán's in trouble there. He's got to get over quicker there when he drifts on the inside, try and get a block. But again, we never saw that first half. Those Brighton defenders so comfortable, so much of the ball playing in the Liverpool half. But when they were squeezed second half, which Liverpool did, we saw those little kind of deficiencies in their defensive side.
He's played 15 times in the Premier League against Brighton, scored 10 goals and had 6 assists. Only against Manchester United has he produced even more. So he obviously, if a team is a little bit open against Mo Salah, they're going to get taken apart.
He's first name on the team sheet for me. Like his goal scoring record, his contributions. Okay, sometimes he gives the ball away, sometimes he's quiet games, but his goal record is incredible. So it's Salah from the side, and then you find your Diaz or Gakpo from the other side, Jota or Núñez down the middle. But he's one guy that I think
plenty of options anyway.
That's a big conversation. I don't think we have time for that. I don't think he's at the level that he was at 3 or 4 years ago. But if you get him in the right areas of the pitch and those like little pockets with the ball at his feet, he's still absolutely ruthless.
He scored 7 goals. Thursday night. We might not have time for this, but I mean, I'll push back stronger on. I guess he's absolutely top of his game.
First name on the team sheet. Listen, I take your viewpoint, but like for me, he's still top dog at Liverpool.
Hasn't got that turn of speed that he had in 1v. He's not beating players in 1v1 situation. Now you carry him a little bit out of the ball, but you always have in terms of the defensive work. But like I said, still get him in the right areas of the pitch with the ball at his feet, players around him. He's ruthless.
He's been directly involved in 65% of their Premier League goals this season before today. He was only involved in 50% of them today, I suppose. So maybe his level dropped.
A couple of pens in there.
What about at the other end of the pitch? I was a bit worried about Konate for Liverpool going off at half time. You guys thought Gomez would do all right.
Went inside the far post would have been
his first ever goal.
Perfect.
Yeah,
and he played everywhere for Liverpool last season. Centre half, full back. Remember playing left back. He went in central midfield in a holding midfield position to try and resolve the problem there for Klopp various stages. Hasn't had enough game time as he would have wanted this season. But when Liverpool needed him there second half, they were struggling. He was absolutely brilliant.
I'm sure Liverpool fans will be happy enough to have a look at the other scores around the league today, because Arsenal were held off Man City. They were 2-0 up for a while. City got 1 back, but no more than that. That Ipswich-Leicester game went really late, finished 1-1. We saw Liverpool Forest win 3-0, so they are now in 3rd place in the Premier League. I mean, that's a big surprise, but that does look good from a Liverpool point of view. They're now top of the league by a couple of points.
I'm still going to stand by that. It's not a monumental day with 27 or 28 games to go. It's an interesting day, but there's a long way to go just yet.
We'll have a look at the table just to shut Damien up for a second here. And there we go. Oh, look at that. 2 points clear. Looks good. Looks good for Liverpool. But considering it is so early on in the slot reign, there's been no problem. Today they didn't play well in the first half, turned it around. And only dropped 4 points so far.
I tell you what, it's going to look a lot better with Manchester City, a 10-point deduction maybe at some stage during. That's the kind of elephant in the room, isn't it, in terms of Manchester City and potential point deductions there. Stay in their coattails, but the signs are good. I think they're in a better investing heavily in the summer. For me, they're in a better place now than they were under Klopp last year. I think he's getting more out of this group, Arne Slot, than Klopp was last season. I really do think he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Listen, Klopp has been superb for Liverpool, but I think he's different voice has just re-engaged a lot of the players, and they look like they're firing. A little bit better than what they were last year. They look a little bit more fluid. They also look like there's more in the tank. There's more to come when they really hit their stride.
How are they set for Tuesday night? I can't ask Damien that contractually because he'll be on another TV station on Tuesday. So how are they set for the Leverkusen game?
I can't wait for it. And these are dangerous opposition in terms of some Boniface to start the season. Great for them. Veer's such a kind of talented operator. The wing backs, Grimaldo, Frimpong, really dangerous outfit. Can't get away with that first half performance today against Brighton, against this Leverkusen team.
All right, great stuff. Kenny, thanks so much. Damien, we'll talk to you again next Saturday. Good luck in midweek. We have to get off the air now. Celtic Aberdeen is coming right up.